I remember being a student and thinking to myself during fire drills that this will never work in real life. You know what I'm talking about because you still do fire drills too, right? And I remember thinking if there was actually a fire, nobody's gonna line up and just go outside quietly. So last year, the alarms went off in the school and all the students silently lined up and went outside and we were standing there. And while we were out there, we realized that we were out there for quite some time. And then before we know it, fire trucks showed up. And then the principal came out and let us know that there was actually a fire in the cafeteria. And we were like, oh my goodness, I had no idea. I thought that if we sensed that there was a real fire, that we would become unruly, that we would run down the stairs yelling and screaming and afraid. But what happened is exactly what we practiced. See, since we had practiced lining up silently and quietly and going outside, then in the event of a real fire, we did the same exact thing. And that's what I'm asking you to do with your mindset for this school year. If you decide in the easy times how you're going to show up when things get hard, then showing up when things get hard isn't going to be that hard. And look, hard times are going to come. In the last video, we talked about setting a vision for the year. And once you set big dreams, there are going to be setbacks along the way. There are going to be tough times along the way, honestly. But if you decide right now that when tough times show up, I know that I'm tougher, you can keep going. If you decide right now that when hard times come, that you can do hard things, then things will be a lot easier. If you decide right now that even in the face of adversity, you're gonna stand tall and chase your dreams, then when those things pop up, you will be prepared to handle them. But here are the 3 things that you need to do. 1, tell yourself right now how tough you are. Honestly, tell yourself in your mind how tough you are. Prove to yourself, I've done hard things in the past. I've done tough things before. The only reason why I'm here right now is because I didn't quit on some of the things that happened to me in my past. And if I can do it then, I can do it again. Tell yourself how tough you are. The second thing I want you to do is identify who you're gonna turn to in the tough times. Because successful people know that you can't weather every single storm by yourself. Sometimes you got to turn to your community or your accountability group. Who is it that you can turn to? And the answer is going to be different for everybody. But when things get tough, who are you going to turn to that's going to help you out of that rut? And lastly, identify your rebound routine. How do you cope when bad things happen to you? For some of us, it's journaling. For some of us, it's music. For some of us, it's just rest or relaxation and reminding ourselves that tomorrow is a new day. But how are you going to rebound? Decide right now how you're going to rebound when things get tough, because tough things are going to happen. But it all starts in your mind, because whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're probably right. So let's believe that you can and go get those goals this year.